Let's talk about how to grow your TPT store and increase your revenue using these 3 strategies that help to get me out of the classroom and working from home full-time on Teachers Pay Teachers, making more money than I was while I was in the classroom. Let's dive in. We're going to go ahead and get started with number 1. Here we go. Number 1, create product lines. Now, you've probably heard me say this before. You've probably heard other TPT sellers say this before, but stick with me for a minute, okay? Because I want to talk about specifically why and how to be really strategic with your product lines. Let's start by talking about what a product line is. A product line is a line of resources that are either very similar in nature, meaning that they're all the same product type, right? They're all the same type of digital activity, or they're all the same type of notes, or they're all the same type of game. Whatever it is, they're all the exact same type of resource. Okay, so it might be a line of task cards, it might be a line of graphic notes, it might be a line of guided notes, etc. You get the point. But they're all the same type of resource. Another way to create a product line might be to create resources like groups of resources. So this may mean that you are creating an activity, a note, and a homework, for example, for a particular topic, and you're kind of bundling those 3 items together, and that may be a product line to you, or you're creating the same types of bundles of resources over and over again. Okay, but for the purposes of what I'm talking about today, I am specifically talking about the same type of activity, same type of notes, same type of resource. And let's talk about specifically why I like to focus on those types of product lines. The first reason why I like these types of product lines is because it establishes your brand and it helps more people follow you because they want to see the same type of content. Okay, so one of the first things that I do when I go to audit a store is I go to the most recent column and I sort their products by most recent. And I look, are they dancing around from product to product? Are they creating notes and then creating an activity and then creating task cards and then creating a game and then going back to notes and then going back to a game and then going back to a different type of activity? Are they kind of bouncing around from project to project? Okay, this potentially tells me a couple of things about a seller when I see that. Number 1, it tells me that they could be creating resources as they need them in their classroom, right? This week, I need a set of notes and I need an activity that kind of goes along with it. And I think this activity would be kind of fun. Next week, I need some task cards for this particular topic that I'm working on, or maybe I need a review sheet. They're kind of bouncing around because they're creating things as they need it for their classroom. And that's not a bad strategy if you are willing to be patient with your TPT store and you're not wanting to increase your revenue right away. But if we're wanting to see a lot more money come in, if we're wanting to increase our revenue, increase our following on Teachers Pay Teachers, then we have to be strategic with how we create our products. Another thing that it could tell me about that TPT seller is that they lack some focus, right? Maybe they are easily distracted or they're easily bored and they're like, oh, this would be a fun resource to create, but I'm kind of bored of creating that one. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to create this one. Or maybe that lack of focus comes from not seeing the revenue that they want to see. Maybe they start to create this one product over here, but then it's not selling as well as this other type of resource. So they go create some more of those, but then Valentine's Day is coming up. And so I'm going to create some Valentine's Day resources real quick and get those out there. Oh, but you know what? That set of notes sold yesterday. So I'm going to create another set of notes, right? So maybe they're kind of bouncing around according to what their market is telling them. And I'm not going to say that either one of those is bad or that you're not going to be able to grow your store that way. You're still putting out products, so you will still be able to grow your store that way. But if you really want to see an increase in revenue, if you really want to see your business grow, you need to create product lines and start and finish them without interruption or with minimal interruption. And let me tell you why. When I create a product line, what I'm doing is I'm creating a line of similar resources. So when a teacher comes to my store, if they find one of those resources in the product line, let's say it's one of my partner pack activities, okay? They find a partner pack in my store and they're like, oh my gosh, I love this set of activities. I used it in my class on Monday. The kids loved it. I want to go back for more. They go to my store and they see that I only have 2 or 3 topics for partner packs. and none of them are what they're teaching this next week. Guess what it's done inside of their mind? It said, she doesn't have any more of that thing that I like. So am I going to follow that store if she doesn't have any more of the thing that I like? Am I going to come back to that store and search again if she doesn't have any more of the thing that I like? Probably not. They're going to go back to the TPT search engine. They're going to find something else to replace it. And I have lost the opportunity to have a loyal customer because I was not able to fill their need. If, on the other hand, they come to my store and I have 15 other activities that are just like the one that they love, and I have that topic that they're looking for to teach next week, they're going to add that topic to their cart. They're much more likely to follow my store because they want to be able to come back to continue to shop for more of what they love. They also are probably going to be much more interested in my high ticket bundle of those resources, which is going to bring me more revenue. Okay. So I'm more likely to get follows. I'm more likely to have repeat customers, and I am more likely to have higher ticket items sold inside of my store. Those three things are what I want because those three things are going to bring me more profit, more loyal customers, which means it's going to bring me more sustainable income. Okay. So this is what I want. I want people to be able to come to my store, see a product that they love, and know that there's more of that same type of resource available to them. So when I'm creating a product line, I am going to strategically finish that product line start to finish, right? I am going to roll out that product line as quickly as possible in order to get the desired result of repeat customers, repeat buyers, and higher ticket purchases, okay? If you are one of those people who are like, well, I like to create seasonal items because seasonal items bring me money, great. That is an opportunity for you to create a product line. Go ahead and finish out those seasonal items. Go ahead and create the seasonal items that you're going to need for the rest of the year and bundle those items together. I make more money at each season on the bundle of seasonal items that I have than on the seasonal item itself. And you don't need a ton of seasonal items. So go ahead, finish out those seasonal products and get them bundled together. Let's move on to number 2. Number 2 is dedicate some time to older resources. This is huge because a lot of times we focus on rolling out the new products or perfecting our marketing and all of that kind of stuff. And we forget about our older resources. But if you want to strategically grow on Teachers Pay Teachers, if you want to see an increase in your revenue, this is something that you are going to have to do. You're going to have to set aside time every single month to going back and looking at older products. This means taking the time to look at your data inside of your dashboard and see, do I have products that should be selling right now that are not getting any views? Do I have products that sold well last year, but I'm not seeing as much success with this year? Do I have resources that are stagnant, that are just sitting there, that are good resources that people should be finding? Go in and take some time and look at your data. What is it telling you about those products? If they're not getting any views, then you want to make sure you're going in and you are checking your SEO to make sure that buyers can find those resources inside of the search engine. Go in and check your covers and make sure that when buyers are seeing those inside of the search engine, they are catching the eye of your buyer. Now, if you want some more information about search engine optimization, SEO, and creating covers, I have put some links down in the description below that will point you to some free resources for boosting your SEO and for creating covers that are click-worthy. All right, so dedicate some time to those older resources, get them spruced up, make sure that people are able to find them in the TPT search, make sure they haven't dropped over time. Sometimes we can have a product that sells really well, and then for some reason the market kind of pivots, it shifts, it changes, and resources that were selling really well have kind of dropped inside of the search engine, and now my keywords need some tweaking, and I need to adjust my titles or adjust my snippet or something like that. And so we want to make sure that we are going in and we are checking on those things. Maybe my cover no longer follows best practices, or maybe the market has become more saturated. It's become a little bit more competitive. Sometimes I can take 15 minutes to spruce up my SEO or spruce up a cover, and that's going to make me more money than spending 5 hours creating a brand new product from scratch. All right, let's move on and let's talk about number 3. Number 3 is meet a unique need. Now, if you've been around here for a while, you have heard me talk about this, and I am not going to stop talking about it because it is so, so important. If you are putting products out that look like everybody else's and they're doing the exact same thing that everybody else's is doing for the teacher, then why are you going to have repeat customers? Why are people going to come back to you instead of shopping the TPT search engine? Ask yourself that question. Why are people coming to me to find their resources versus going to the TPT search engine to view all of their options? Why are they doing that? And if you don't have a good, solid answer for that, and don't say, because I create resources that are engaging. Well, so does everybody else. Don't say, well, I create resources that are beautiful. So does everybody else. Think about what unique need you are meeting in the market. Chances are your market is not lacking in engaging resources. Chances are your market is not lacking in digital resources or self-checking resources. What unique need are you meeting in your market? If you can't answer that question, then chances are your buyers cannot either, which means you're not going to be seeing as many repeat customers. Okay? So if you want to see an increase in your revenue, by bringing in repeat customers, start creating products that people can only get from you. All right, let me give you an example of this. We're going to take this real practical, right? Tons of notes are available for math teachers. If a math teacher in middle school or in high school, if they want a set of notes, there are a plethora of notes for them to choose from. But if they want notes that include an exploration piece at the very beginning that is designed to get students thinking and talking about the topic before they're ever taught the topic, they're going to come to me because I'm the only person they can get that from. If they want a set of notes that's designed at the end of the notes, at the end of the lesson, to create an enrichment piece that's going to get their students talking and it's going to nurture great classroom conversations, they're going to come to me because they can only get that from me, okay? That is how you can very simply differentiate your products from the products that are already on the market. It doesn't have to be a reinvention of the wheel. We're just looking at what makes my resources different and what's going to make it so that when a buyer purchases this resource from me, that when they use this inside of their classroom, they're going to say, you know what? I need to do that again. Is it creating a line of resources that's differentiated? Is it creating a line of resources for bilingual students? Is it creating a line of resources for ESL students? What is my distinguishing piece? What is going to make me stand out in the market and bring me repeat customers? Because repeat customers equals steady revenue. When I have a repeat customer, that means I have someone who is going to continue to come back and purchase from me. That means I can count on those buyers to continue to buy from me over and over and over again. But also, when I'm meeting that unique need, they are going to follow my store, which means it's free advertisement for me. Every single time I put out a new product, they're getting an email from TPT telling them about that new product that I've sent out, which means that it is free marketing that I do not have to work for, and I've done it all just by meeting a unique need and filling a void for that teacher. All right. If you want to learn more and grow more, make sure you subscribe to my channel because I put out weekly content to help you grow your business very strategically. You can also join us inside of the Rebranded Teacher Facebook group. It is a free community for TPT sellers to help you grow your business. We often have corresponding activities and conversations that relate to each week's YouTube video. And you can also check me out on the Rebranded Teacher podcast. I will see you in my next video.